Hello and welcome back to another Strong Collector's Quick Reaction. Today we are talking about the newly revealed Yondu from the comics Guardians of the Galaxy. We've gotten the MCU version of Yondu before, but this is our very first comic version. I think they maybe made him, they definitely made him in the like 3 3/4 line, but not in the 6-inch Marvel Legend line.
Yeah,
So,
I was looking up pictures beforehand. It does look similar to the 3 3/4 one.
mhm.
Obviously, more detailed and beefed up, but
Yeah. You want to give us a rundown of what he looks like for those who maybe
yes,
haven't seen this Yondu? It looks a little bit different than the or the MCU
yes,
version.
I would say significantly different. I mean, this one is more of that kind of 70s inspired design.
Hmm.
He's got his bright red, yellow, or not yellow, the gold and
Hmm.
blues. The fin on his head is pretty huge. I mean, in the MCU, they kind of toned that down quite a bit. So
Hmm.
he's got the giant fin, of course, just the real like bow and arrow with. Looks like he's got that. Is that old Hawkeye quiver that I hate?
Yeah, I think so.
Come
Just
on,
a
guys.
bit
Sorry,
of
you
a
know how I feel
repaint there.
already. Um, but yeah, he's got like the strap and then sort of like I don't know. That's like a little speedo, but then it turns into like
Kind of that
the
same Baron
sleeve.
Zemo like WWE belt to go with it.
Well,
Yeah.
but do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Where
I do
like
see that too now,
he
yeah.
has like a speedo, and then it goes up the left side of his body and turns into a sleeve, which I don't even
Yeah.
know how that is
How the
staying on.
physics of that work.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's space, so anything goes. I think the face sculpt looks pretty. Did you see the close up picture of the
Hmm.
face? I mean, it looks
Yeah.
pretty well detailed.
Hmm.
It's got like the pointed ears, sort of those Namor eyebrows. You can
Yeah.
almost see this being reused as a Namor face. I don't know if we're going to get a new Namor, but
Yeah.
um, almost does that could that fin come off, or do we think it just comes
I
as
think
is?
it probably comes. It's probably
It
not meant
looks
to
like
come off. It probably could come off,
I don't
but I
know. It
don't think
looks
it's
a
like a
little
port
gap.
on and off type of thing. I don't think.
Yeah, he's got the
Um, hmm.
butterfly arms, not
Notice.
pinless.
I was gonna say, noticing those pins. I
I
know a lot of
know.
people in the comments were very unhappy about those. I think usually I hate the pins nowadays, but like I understand like we're still gonna get figures with the pins.
Yeah.
This one I almost don't mind it because of how unique this figure looks. Like I think you're definitely not gonna be like, oh, look at the pins is the first thing you see. You're gonna be like,
hmm
look at that mohawk, look at the colors. It's like pretty. You're not gonna have anything else like this on your shelf. So,
Well, I think part of it too is the uniform color on
hmm,
his limbs. Like with
yeah,
Spider-Man, it's always super apparent
hmm,
when it's like red and there's just a big blue pin. So I think
right,
with him, they're hidden a little
yeah,
better, if that makes sense.
hmm,
Um, I think it's interesting they're doing. I mean, because kind of in the vein of that classic Star Lord from
right,
Walmart. I
hmm,
mean, I guess people I know have been clamoring for like a retro Drax,
yeah,
where he's kind of that bigger one. He's got the cape and he's sort
hmm.
of proportionally huge, almost more Hulk like. Um, I don't know. I'm not sure what the future would look like for that, but what's your initial impression, Dakota? Is this one that you think you need, you want?
I definitely
Not
want
at
it.
all.
I want it
But do you
because,
need it?
but like yeah, that's the thing is, do I need it? I don't think I'm gonna get it, but I would love to have that like the reds and blues would look awesome on a shelf. So
hmm
that's what makes me want it. And just like I like to collect those unique characters.
hmm
So that does
Do you
make me
think
want
he
him.
comes with anything else? I mean, we don't see the back of the box,
I was
do
gonna
we?
say
So
they
we don't.
don't. No, they don't show anything else.
I mean, he
So
has the
looking at the
one
pictures here,
arrow.
I think he does come with alternate. No, it doesn't look like he comes with alternate hands. All the pictures they have for him here are all kind of like gripping hands. So like one to hold the bow and one to hold an arrow, which like they've got him in a pretty good pose for like holding the arrow, surprisingly. So I would doubt that he's going to come with anything other than what's shown in these pictures, just because like
Mm.
maybe they give him a fist, but even at that rate, it's kind of like so. I mean, this Anyway, yeah. Do I want this character? Yes. Am I going to get it? Probably not. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it would look cool on the shelf. Just like I said, those colors, the uniqueness
sort of
would be cool, but
maybe like the
not
novelty.
exactly. But I'm kind of trying to like whittle down some of those figures that I was just like, oh, that's like a crazy looking one. Let me get that. And it's like, eh, I don't know how many more of those I need. Need to make some space for the actual figures that I want to collect. And like, I'm never gonna really try to complete this Guardians of the Galaxy team. So I probably don't need them, but I do think it's cool. It's fun. I'm glad they
Yeah.
made it. I'm happy to see what other people do with it for sure. And it's going to be a
I,
Target exclusive. I don't know if we
so I
mentioned
was,
that.
no, we didn't yet. That's what I was about to ask. Is I read
Yeah.
that right?
So that's kind of interesting that like Yondu is a Target exclusive and that Star Lord is a Walmart exclusive,
Walmart.
kind of crossing stores there. But I
Yeah.
mean, this is still supposed to be in the $24.99 price range. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, this will be great, but it's going to be $40," and they're just expecting more price hikes, but
Yeah.
doesn't. At least according to the announcement I was reading, this was supposed to be $24.99, which is good because if he's not coming with extra hands or heads, I mean, he's got a bow and arrow and quiver, but I don't think that justifies some sort of deluxe pricing for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think if he's any more, that would be pretty
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. Might fall
So
into the bare bones category. You never know, but
yeah.
I don't know. I, I I am always bummed when there's no extra hands or
Mm-hmm.
anything. I don't know. It just feels. I don't know. It's like you couldn't have given him. I mean, I guess if
That's kind
I
of what I'm saying is like, does he need extra hands? Probably not. I think what would be cool is if they would be able to sculpt something, and you could reuse this for Hawkeye too, but like some sort of effect, kind of like they have with Gambit and Bullseye, where it's like they're throwing an item. It's like you could have a bow and arrow effect that like looks like it's shooting an
mm,
arrow or something, or like even
yeah
do the same like 3 arrow. You could do that, like swap out the throwing cards for Gambit, put arrows on it, and then attach it to his hand so it's like he's shooting out 3 arrows at the same time. I think that would be pretty cool.
yeah some kind of yeah. It seems like you could come up with something there to give you a
Mm-hmm.
little more value. I mean, I don't know. I do think it's cool they're doing these more like obscure cosmic
Mm-hmm.
things. I'd love to see like a retro looking warlock
Yeah.
sometime, or I think it'd be fun if they did that Drax. I think
Yeah.
people would like that. I
That one
feel like
people would
he'd
probably
be
have to pay more for, like the deluxe
yeah, because
pricing.
he'd be pretty big. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, if you're a fan of, I also maybe I like that it's not like necessarily a. I guess we talked about this, the nature of like a Guardians of the Galaxy wave, where they're just
Mm-hmm.
kind of spacing them out a little bit. Guess there's pros and cons to that because if you don't want them, you don't have to get them. If you
Mm-hmm.
do want them, they're an exclusive. But I'm
I
pretty
mean, I
sure that
guess
Star Lord didn't run out or anything, right? Or
I
I don't
never
remember
honestly never
people.
even looked because I didn't want it. I don't
Yeah.
remember
So
people talking about it like selling out like crazy like some of the other figures. I was
yeah,
gonna say maybe if they had done this as like a complete wave, then maybe you would have gotten Drax as the Build-A-Figure.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I mean I agree. I think it'd be a really cool wave, and like it'll be cool to see if this team ever gets completed, or how
hmm
far they get to completing the team. But yeah, I mean ones that maybe way down the road if I'm like I really need to fill up this shelf with something, but I'd probably just be happy to see other people collecting it.
yeah. I think it might be a pass for me too. I don't even think if I saw it cheap, I'd want it. But
Hmm. That's the thing is like
I don't
I've
know.
never read a single story where Yondu's in it. I just recognize him from kind of those like first Guardians of the Galaxy covers that I've seen, but again, never read them. Probably not going to read them. So
Yeah.
I mean, let us know in the comments. Like, are you guys super excited? You're gonna pick him up? Are you gonna pass too? Do you know Yondu? Have you read those comics? Is he in something maybe a little bit more recent that maybe I would end up picking up and reading? Because I would be curious to read something with Yondu in it. He looks cool, looks fun. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anything else you got here, Jordan?
Not really. I mean, nice. Was there, or did we know that was going to be an out? What is it today?
It's like the
Today's a
23rd,
Tuesday. They just
24th.
random.
Yeah, just a random
Yeah,
drop.
random. All right, cool. And did they say when this is going up? Do we know?
Sometime later this spring is going to be pre-orders. They don't have an
Okay.
exact date.
All right. And this was, yeah, was this like a leak then? Because
I don't
Pulse didn't
know
announce
if it
it, did it?
was. No, it wasn't like anything. Like it wasn't from Dan's Twitter, so not
Yeah.
in that official capacity at least. But I don't know if it was like a for sure somebody got to report it or what. But it's Yondu. Make sure you're liking,
Mary
sharing,
Poppins.
subscribing. Mary Poppins action figure. We'll see. I mean, if he goes super cheap, maybe I'll pick him up, but probably not. I don't know. We're both passing on this one. Let us know in the comments. Are you picking him up or are you passing with us? Until next time, stay strong.